All right, boys, we got the classic today. Buckle up. This one's going to be fun. This is like the classic starving artist. Your musicians, your actors, your dreamers. Okay? Let's really break this down because I'm one of these people. I'm actually doing it for a living, but it's not exactly how I thought it would go down. Let's start off with this guy's message. This was sent in on Instagram from my main channel. If you're new here, welcome. We're going to have some fun. This guy goes, I want to know how you feel about following your dreams versus letting people dictate your moves in life. I'm 25 as of writing this, and I'm living with my grandma. Very cool. Okay. Now, becoming an actor or a famous musician, or not even famous, just becoming successful and making a living off of acting, stand-up comedy, being a musician, all of that has always been extremely difficult. Like, way hard. Most people don't make it, especially the ones that don't try. So yes, follow your dreams. If I were to listen to my aunts and my uncles and other people around me, for the most part, people always wanted me to be in movies. But the truth is I'm my own movie character. I can't read a script. I am the fucking movie character. But that's cool because that's where the world is. Let me explain. So let's talk about YouTube for a second. This is going to make sense, especially if you want to be in this business or you're just curious. So in the 90s, that was like the big boom for cable television. Movies, cable television, music, everything. That was the big boom where you could be a nobody and make a great living. Even stand-up comedy in the 80s and 90s, you could be a no-name stand-up comedian and make 6 figures a year. You could be a no-name actor and make 6 figures a year, having 3 lines on TV shows. You could be a musician back in the 80s and 90s, just sitting in with bands and make a phenomenal living. Okay? How do I know this? Because I'm a nerd for this stuff. So let me break it down like this, right? So in the 90s, let's use being an actor or a television series, right? It used to be, here's $500,000. All the actors get paid. Sorry, I cut my thumb, so I keep sucking the blood off of it. Whatever. So back in the 90s, they'd give somebody a bunch of money to go make a show that may or may not ever be played on the air. They call that shelving a movie or a show. But they would take a risk. They go, okay, here's the money. All the actors get paid. Make the show, and we'll see if people like it. That's no longer. That's way fucking out the window. Not to mention playing pretend. You could still do it, but playing pretend's basically dead. People want the real deal. But let me put it to you this way. YouTube, it's the opposite. So YouTube is reverse cable television. Same with music, same with everything, but we're using YouTube right now. So what I mean by reverse cable television is now YouTube goes, no, you go make the show. So this is the show, right? Or my main channel, I do a little bit different content. Same person, but just a little different stuff. These are the shows. And now I have to make the show for free, okay? With my cast and crew in here. What's up, guys? We make it for free, we put it out, and then if people like it enough and we make the show popular, then and only then will you start getting paid. And then you have to keep producing the show week in, week out for probably ever. Because most people aren't that dope. But the cool thing is you could be a nobody right now and still make a great living doing this. You could have 20,000 followers and make $4,000 a month. That's awesome. You don't need 1 million people to watch you. But it's the same principle, though, that applied back in the 80s and 90s to be top cream of the crop. That's still a real deal. Okay? But right now, we're living in a beautiful time where you can be a nobody and make a good living. So it's happening again. We have the great boom of this new real life shit. This isn't a movie here, okay? Not to knock anybody who wants to be an actor, or who wants to do stand-up comedy, or wants to be a musician. It's all really fucking hard. But at the same time, it's really cool because it's actually kind of easy. You could produce your own stuff and put it out, and if you're good enough and you get popular enough, you can make it happen. Now we're going to end on this note. Here's the downside. A message that I have to everybody. I'll use myself as an example, right? When I started this journey, I started out a little over 10 years ago with stand-up comedy because people kept saying, Jack, you're so funny. You should do stand-up. And then eventually, once I heard that about 5,000 times, I said, maybe I am funny. I'm going to go do stand-up. So for a brief period of time, maybe a few years, I was stubborn. I said, I'm only going to do this. This is it. I'm not going to be an actor. Fuck that. I don't want to read a script. I don't want to play pretend. I'm the real deal, right? Okay. But what happened is me making money just off of stand-up, it's kind of unrealistic. Like, you guys know Joe Rogan does stand-up comedy, right? But he got famous from talking in a room with other guys, mostly being serious. See what I mean? Or doing Fear Factor. Right? So what I mean is if he just said, I'm only going to do stand-up comedy, he probably wouldn't be where he's at right now. So if you are an artist, you need to open up your fucking floodgates. So if you're a musician, I hate to tell you this, but you better be willing to talk about music to make money. And then maybe your music, people will check it out because they like you for talking about music. This is where this is at. Or if you're an actor, you want to do funny skits like Trevor Wallace or some of these other fucking guys. Yeah, it's possible to do that, but playing pretend, it's been done so much already. It's been done so much. You'd be better off being a plumber, filming yourself plumbing and talking shit on the internet. You'd be better off making a career doing that than playing pretend and trying to do a fake skit. No offense, but that's where it's at right now. I just wanted to jump in real quick and just clarify something. I'm not saying don't do what you want to do. Keep your artistic integrity. That's fine. I'll use myself as an example. I'm making a career from talking to you on the internet, not from stand-up comedy. But now that I've been successful in this, guess what? I get to go do stand-up comedy and make that a real thing. But only because of this. I hope this is making sense. I'm not saying don't do your passion. Go for it. Preparation meets opportunity. But you also have to look at things for what they really are. Okay, back to the Cadillac. And the reason why movies and music and all this stuff isn't as popular is because the risk versus reward, it doesn't make sense. Why the fuck are they going to spend all this money on a movie when a guy sitting in a car, or my main channel gets way more views. See, a lot of people like to look, they go, oh, the guy only has 9,000 subscribers. He's a loser. Right? Anybody in here? But on my other channel, I have 80-something thousand, where I get a lot of views and thousands of comments. So I'm not a loser over here, right? My point is my main channel, I can get as much attention barely producing anything. I put no money into it. Versus some guy who just spent $3 million to make a movie that nobody fucking watched. So therefore, all the actors can't get work because there's no movies being made or nobody's watching the TV show. And I'm not trying to say this to discourage anybody. I'm saying, yes, follow your dreams, go for it. But you need to understand something. People want real people. People, church steeple people. Someone to hang out with, someone that can relate to, not somebody just playing pretend. It's already been done 100,000 times. So you kind of got to knock out that old school mentality and look at shit for what it is. So it's a lot smarter to have less effort because the more effort you put in doesn't mean you're going to get more from it. Things are all backwards. So anyways, yes, 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 go for it. Now's the time. If you want to go the old route of just doing stand-up or just being a rapper, you better be the fucking best. I mean, you better be Michael Jordan in your industry. You better be the fucking shit. Okay? Because even when this gets oversaturated, I'm still one of a kind. I only know this because people like you have told me my whole life. I'm generally the funniest in the room. I'm generally like, I have this weird thing about me. I don't know what it is, but I just do. Okay? So I'm not worried about it. But you have to be delusional to be in this business. God, this was a good talk, right? I hope this helped. Okay? Now's the time. All right? Do it now. Because in 5 to 10 years from now, good luck. Good fucking luck. Anyways, hell of a talk. That was fun.